Hey friends! Today we are doing a test batch of 1 pound of pumpkin soap. Now, this soap was made with real pumpkin and coconut milk. As you can see, it creates a beautiful lather and it smells good enough to eat. I wish you could smell it. Today we are using Wholesale Supplies Plus Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun Fragrance Oil. This fragrance was kindly sent to me by the company. If you want to give this recipe a try, check the link in the description box where you can purchase this recipe for a small fee. Your contribution will help me create more videos for you guys. So I'm mixing in this tiny container. We're going to add the pumpkin puree to the oils. And I'm also adding my coconut milk. I'm also adding my Goya oatmeal. And now we mix. So I forgot to pre-mix this, so now we're mixing really quickly some mica powder with some sunflower oil. I love to use sunflower oil. I think it's very lightweight. I like it better than olive oil. So some people use olive oil or avocados with almond oil. I like to use sunflower oil. So we're gonna add that to the mix. So the whole thing very orange. So I decided to add the pumpkin spice now, so I don't forget. And just grab a little spoon. Just a tiny bit, just like that's okay. All right, so now we're going to add our lye water, and it's looking kind of weird, so I'm going to use my strainer just in case. And just so you know, I usually never mix lye in a glass container. I did today because I didn't have a small plastic container. So now we're going to add our fragrance oil. Let's see if it accelerates. Hopefully it doesn't. Fingers crossed. It's getting thick. So let's pour. Oh yeah, really thick. ¿Qué pasó?
Dinner will be ready in 10 minutes.
Okay, put it all out. Sorry for the interruption. William was telling me that dinner is ready. I did breakfast today and lunch, and he was in charge of dinner today, so he made lasagna. All right. Willie is a really good cook. We used to work in the restaurant industry. I study culinary arts. I mean, not culinary arts. I study for hotel and restaurant management, and I took classes of culinary arts. It was awesome. I learned the basics, and he took culinary classes, and he worked at restaurants in the tourist area in Puerto Rico. So we love to cook. As you can see, it's super hard. I don't think I can do the gold top. So I'm just gonna kind of do a weird design. Just trying to like balance it out. Let me see. Okay, this one's not gonna be very pretty. Let's try this one more time. Maybe we can add some gold, but like the mica on top. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And this is the gold that I was talking to you about. It's called Sparkle Sunshine from Micas, and I'm gonna leave a link below so you can see. It's not a mica, it's kind of like a glitter. It's thicker than mica, and it flies everywhere, so I recommend you to wear a mask when you're doing this. I like it, looks festive with the gold on top. All right, everyone, so let's wait 24 hours so we can cut this amazing pumpkin and coconut soap. Hey guys, so it's the next day and here we have our pumpkin cake loaf. Looks like a cake. Let me explain this crack right here. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I saw Ellen Ruth's soap. Go check her channel out. It's amazing. I love her. I love her soaps. She shares her recipes and stuff, and she's just amazing. So I'm gonna leave the link to her channel in the description box. So I watched her make a pumpkin soap and I got completely excited because I was like, whoa, wait, I can put pumpkin in my soap. I knew that, but this time I was like, wait, I can do it. I have enough experience and I feel comfortable enough to do it now. So I jumped right in. I saw her started making the soap. I watched it until the end. I wasn't paying like attention like the whole time. So it turns out that pumpkin has a lot of sugar content in it, and it can accelerate your batter, and it can overheat. And not only that, we also use coconut milk, which also contributes to the overheating. So when I got cut out. So I was telling you, when I told you yesterday that we were going to wait to cut it together, I walked away, and when I came back, it had a huge crack in the middle right here, so you can see. I panicked immediately and I was like, oh my god, it's overheating. It has happened to me in the past, but it was slightly, and I didn't have to put it in the freezer or anything. It just, I don't know, it kind of disappeared the next day, so it wasn't overheating that much. But this time, guys, this was so hot and it was about to erupt. So I took it and put it in the freezer for a couple minutes, and it kind of like partial gelled, and we're gonna see that now when I take it out of the mold. It has like a big circle right here and right here, but it didn't go completely to the edges because I put it in the freezer. There's some people that when they do milk soaps, they put it in the freezer right away. So if you're gonna try this recipe out, you should consider putting it immediately in the freezer so it doesn't overheat. So yeah, for next time. It smells amazing. I love how the color turned out, and we're going to cut it together now. We cannot fix it like moving it or anything because it's hard already. This bar is for me. This is a test, so this is what we're doing this. Can you imagine doing a huge batch and then having that ugly crack on top? I mean, we can always cover it with some more soap, but that's not the idea, right? But yeah, this is why we test. And I completely forgot about doing my research. I always do research about everything before jumping right in, but this time I was just so excited that I just forgot to do my research. But now you know. All right, today we're not going to do the super fancy video at the end with the cut, because I want you to see in detail what happened here. And here it is. And as you can see, this is what I was talking to you about, the circle. It overheated so much in the middle, but then it was cooler on the sides and it didn't completely gel. That's just aesthetic. It doesn't affect the performance of the soap, so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, you can make another batch and just cover that out with a little bit more soap. Or in this case, instead of cutting it with like the straight line, we're going to use this cutter to disguise, you know, a little bit that imperfection. So I'm not an expert doing this. Whoop. As you can see already, this is a little bit difficult to record and do it at the same time. So just like this. It smells so good. So it's gonna look messed up a little bit right there. No big deal. It's all crooked. Okay, so I'm gonna make a couple thin bars. Looks very nice there. It actually looks pretty nice in the middle. I thought it was gonna be worse. Looks nice. Should I do this one? Well, I'm gonna leave the end of that one. Let me just do this and do one super thin. That's fine. Smells amazing. And see, when you cut it, it's not even noticeable. But if you're really concerned, like I am, as always, with all these things, as you can see, the soap, it's quite pliable at this point. So maybe you can try filling the gaps. With the gloves, it's kind of difficult, but don't want to put my fingerprints all over it. Here, like that. And then you can start kind of like taking the excess out. And there you go. And we have covered the tops, and now I'm putting them in this tray, so I'm going to take it to the soap bowl to cure for a month, and then we're going to do a ladder test so you can see. All right, so it's been, I think, a couple weeks. It's not the full month yet, but I wanted to show you how it's looking. So you can see it turned completely brown, and we covered the top nicely. You can barely notice it, and it still smells amazing, very strong. Now I've tested a little piece that I had, and it bubbles very nicely. It feels very soft on the skin. I really love this recipe. So if you want to give the recipe a try, I'm gonna leave the link for the recipe in the description box, and let me know what you guys think.